Columbus State University Athletic Department, and here we are again this week in the Waco Center for the Coaches Show, and our guest in this segment is head women's golf coach Mike McGerry. Coach, good to see you here. Coming off 3 days up there at the practice round, a couple rounds up in Columbus at the Champions of Women's Golf Course, a prestigious event to go in there and be a part of. And our women finished right in the middle of the pack against a really strong field.
It was close.
Tight in there with the strokes. Couple things of note before we talk about any individuals, and we'll talk about the team competition. Big win over a strong regional team in Cal PA, and Charleston within the league, who had defeated us by 6 strokes a couple weeks back, and we got them by 3.
Correct.
So it looks like those two teams are just battling back and forth. About your takeaways from that competition up there in Ohio.
Well, the golf course was spectacular, and if we're invited back next year, we're definitely going back. It's that good. There's a couple good things, but two very red flags. The good things are the team chemistry is off the charts. I sit back and I could never have envisioned the kids getting along so well. There's no drama. All the kids are pulling for one another, and that's huge. So that means it's a coachable situation.
A lot of value there, yep.
Oh, it's huge. What concerns me as a coach is we emphasize every day at practice. You've got to, in order to compete with the best, which is Finley national champs, you cannot miss a green from 135 yards or less. Well, I pulled up the stat sheet on the par threes. Both days we played the par threes at plus 12 over par. Ironically, the 10th hole's 175 yards. We played it plus 1 for 2 days. So that goes back to the 135 yards and in. Then what concerned me was the second red flag, if you will, that we're going to address this today and tomorrow and the next week, is on the holes that measured 325 yards or less. And this is really unsettling to me. We were plus 17 on day 1, 17 over par, and 19 over par. And we don't have a lot of 3-putts. That's telling me we're just not putting the ball in position in order to score. This is going to be corrected in the next 48 hours, mark my words.
Well, and that was critical, as we had talked last week. You were playing up here, it was 5,800 yards, right? 5,889. And this is a week after playing 6,200 plus, right, in Mill Creek.
Yeah.
So, which you were wanting. You said that was your design for the short game that you were wanting to work on. Individually, you admit Grace Alcrow finishing right up near the top of this tournament. You've talked about her being a big hitter, that if she got some consistency with her short game, that she was going to put up a tournament like this. And it looks like she found it this weekend.
She did, and we were also talking about strategy on the van ride back last night. People would say you're taking the power out of the kid. I disagree with that. She hits it so far to begin with. Her 2-iron goes as far as my 3 would, maybe even further. So she's got all that. I want her in position in the middle of the fairway in order to shoot at pins and be aggressive and take advantage of the length. And I don't want her hitting driver up into the right rough, left rough, and punching out of trees. I want her in the middle of the fairway. She is so dangerous from 185 yards and in, whereas most college kids at this level, it's 150 yards and is where you really see the cutoff. But she's got 35 more yards of ability there to score. And we're just trying to harness all that energy and tone it in, make it manageable.
And then you had Haley Hendershot and Lizzie Bicker. There were moments, following the score card, where they would be strong for 4 or 5 holes and then take a step back. But those two, when they're hitting fairways and on with their short game, they could be where Grace was this weekend and above.
The thing about let's start with Hendershot. She led the team with most pars. I think she had 22 pars for the 2 days. A couple 3-putts for the 2 days. That was it. Her upside is there. Bicker, on the other hand, has struggled early. And a week ago, in the middle of one of the rounds over at Youngstown, we changed the focus. As you know, she's a former basketball player and has a good shot. So we started applying basketball thoughts into it. Just freewheel it. Don't try so hard. And now her ball striking is really good. I think we'll see something special out of both those players at conference. I'd be surprised if we didn't.
Yeah, and her mindset, her composure. I remember last year up at Avalon Lakes, she was really, one of your top kids.
Yep.
Just staying composed.
Still
and
is.
One hole at a time and just, taking care of business. Another tournament, some strong D2 teams from the Atlantic and the Midwest are going to be up there at Ashland.
Yes.
Know about, what are you looking at this weekend?
Pars and birdies. That's all it is. It's if you want to win every time. Unfortunately, golf's like life. Everything's changed hour to hour, minute to minute. But as long as we keep progressing, it just put the ball. Ashland's a golf course similar in a lot of ways to Avalon in that it's really target golf. You get the ball in play. You have a 4 into the green or a 5 hybrid into a green. So that's going to shape us up for the Avalon event. The length of it will. I'm really hoping that if the kids understand that you don't try to work the ball around dog legs, either on a draw or a cut, just get to the fat part of the golf course of the hole, what they're giving you, and put yourself in position to make birdie. That's really what we're going to start turning the heat up on.
And only a couple weeks here from the league championships, and last year you had that battle with Wheeling, and Sue Vale's one of the absolute legends in the state.
Yes, she is.
And what she's done in the state amateur and throughout her career,
Yeah.
decades, and as a coach. Battling Charleston here neck and neck, you have been, and of course Will Johnson, one of the legendary, the veteran coaches in the league. Just over being in the championship chase the last 2 years, and here you are again. Just how exciting is that as a coach? And I know it's stressful. Trust me, I get it. I know.
You lost your. Mine's great with 3 years of being here. Now 4 my 4th year, but yeah, it's very stressful. You're dealing with young kids who come in with different ideas, and you see the talent, and you just got to change certain things to make it work. And that's the process of it. And that's where we're at. It's stressful, but like I said earlier, I could not have asked for a better situation in the group of kids I have right now. It's the team camaraderie, the chemistry is off the charts.
You have kids that love the game.
They do.
And, they're always wanting to talk golf when they're coming through the hallways here. And we're looking forward to seeing what happens this weekend and moving forward. So.
This weekend will tell us a lot because we have yet to beat Ashland. And that's if we can step up and beat them at their home golf course, that'll send a good message.
Yeah, tremendous athletic department as a whole up there,
Yeah.
In so many sports, and great institution. So I tell you what, we'll chat again next week. Really appreciate
Yes,
you coming
thank
by
you.
and joining
You
us
got it.
today. And thank all you all for joining us out there. We'll talk to you next week.